that's the thing, man. These teams, the significance of the history, Tyler, also too, when we're talking about the bad blood between the Raiders and the Chiefs, and you know how we used to come in and it was Raider week. They used to just put up in the locker room. And everybody knew, and everybody had a scowl on their face. You couldn't stand, you couldn't really talk to your kids and nothing during the week. Everybody was just angry. Just angry. Yeah, and so that's what it is. It's permeating through the building. It's Raider week. Hey, I don't want to see no smiles. It's game time. Get your game face on. You're telling that to the janitor, to the people who's cooking the food. No smiles in the morning. No good morning to me. It's Raider week. Yeah, Raider week. Yeah.
You ain't a Chick-fil-A. You get
right.
Get out of here.
So yeah, man. So that's the significance of it, man. I mean, it's just so much this history. I mean, just with that game alone, man. You talking about some battles. It's been some absolute battles, and it's almost like the happy on the McCoys. You don't know how it really started. I mean, I know Al has something to do with it, and so it's just that. When you hear that's the culture, you just hate the Raiders. That's what you're supposed to do. Really? I just came from the Raiders of Las Vegas. I don't care. You hate them now,
Yeah, that's it.
So, your first start was against the Raiders?
No, my first start was against Atlanta. That's when Brody Kroll had gotten hurt the week before, and then Damon Hewer was starting, and we weren't doing well that game. And then at that point, I think we were down 16-0. And they put me in late, and we drove down, scored a touchdown. Obviously, Tony, the video you sent me. And then we ended up stalling out. Obviously, they ended up winning. But, my next week against Atlanta Falcons was my first start. Gotcha. But that was my first touchdown, NFL touchdown pass, was against the Raiders week 2 in 2008.
That week leading up to that game, do you remember that Raiders week? That was your first Raiders week. I mean, what?
Well, 2007, my rookie year when I was in Kansas City, that would have been my first Raiders week. And I remember, obviously the home game is one thing, but then when you're going away game, they're saying, hey, Coach. I remember Coach Edwards is like, hey, we've got family going, tell them to wear white. Don't even.
Yes.
Back at the old stadium, obviously. Because it's just the rivalry, is not only between the players and everything, it's the fans. And I mean, at the end of the day, like you said, I mean, it's got to permeate through the entire building from, Patrick Mahomes all the way down to the janitor. I mean, everybody's got to know that it's Raider week, which you already know, but, you've got to see it on everybody's face, certainly.
Right. That's right.
So regardless of the record, though, I mean, so they're 1-3. You say throw the record out the window. That's a game that we should not be playing down to our opponent for, because that's a division game. That shouldn't even matter. Record shouldn't even matter at that point.
No, because it goes past just the record, man. It's bragging rights. It's everything. It's all of that. It's deep in your soul, losing to the Raiders, and you'll never forget it. I got a cousin who's a Raiders fan. I don't know why, but he is. And so he loves them. And so he gets on me. I'm just like, man, I'm a daggone. Shoot, we blood. He's like, yeah, but I'm a Raider. I was okay. I got you this week, cuz. And so it is. It's one of those rivals, man. Like Todd was saying, man. They fighting in the stands. I mean, seriously. I remember when you go out for pregame. I remember they were putting the ball. This is before like the guys that came out. You just kind of walking around before the game.
Yeah.
Half the stadium was already filled up with fans. And they're sitting there in the black hole during the time, and guys are dropping punts and stuff and just yelling at you, boo. I was like, man, why are y'all here? Like nobody showed up. Yeah. We got another 3 hours before the game starts. What are y'all doing out here? Booing us.
I don't want to get shot in the parking lot, so I figure I'd come in here and haggle you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, it's insane. It is. It's insane. So, I mean, just the whole the atmosphere and the ambiance, because we're going to be putting pressure when they come into Arrowhead. And that's it's a hostile environment for them. We know that.
Oh, yeah.
We still haven't forgot about them doing the bus drive around the stadium with ain't nobody forgot about that, and said they weren't trying to do it, things like that, like little things, like taking the air out of your tires, right? Just, I didn't know it was your car. Okay. All right. I got you. So.
And to touch on that, Marcus, that is no excuse to play down. Obviously, they're 1-3. I don't think they should play down to their level of competition. But at the end of the day, I mean, all 32 teams are full of, the best of the best. Records sometimes don't, show how good a team may be, because go look at their losses. I mean, the majority of their losses or whatever are less than 3 points. So, I mean, that's just one field goal or one or whatever the case may be. And that's, if you go look at a team, I bet if you looked at Detroit that was 0-16 back in 2008, I believe it was, I bet you of those 16 losses, 14 of them, they lost less than a touchdown.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's one of those things to where it easily could have been completely different. But at the end of the day, I always say great teams find a way to win. And you find a way to come out on top. So whether it's a bloodbath all game, at the end of the day, as long as you're on top, that's all that matters.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get podcasts.